Hi, and welcome to the Twisted Sister for the brand new core and the September-October catalogs for 2021. I made 2 Christmas cards using the As You Grow baby collection, and also the poinsettia that you saw on the one card is from the Layered Flowers thin cut. So this is kind of just a quick overview of the As You Grow paper collection that's kind of themed for babies. And here are the Picture My Life cards, and I'm just flipping through them to see if there's anything that I want to use. I end up taking the idea of the 4x3 plaid paper for the background for my poinsettia card. And I'm showing you here that this Layered Flowers thin cut, which is a brand new release, and I'm using the gold sequins, the black shimmer trim. I use the espresso shimmer brush, and black would work or any gray would work, and also the new wooden buttons, and who doesn't love wooden buttons. I cut the images for this tree and this truck from the Stars and Sparklers Cricut Image set, and I will have a link below for the design files if you have those image sets. So it was Flower Market and the Stars and Sparklers. And if you don't have those image sets, there will be a link for my Cricut affiliate link that if you purchase through that, then I get a little bit of a kickback for sending you over there. But if you already have them, the design files are out there and you can just use them. So here on these trees, I'm kind of bending them in half just to give them some fluffiness. And I cut one with one side of the paper, and then it's a thinner tree, I'll call it, that's from the other side of the paper. So I only use the 2 different sides of the paper packs. And I adhered all the layers for this truck together, and I had used charcoal as my base because that's one of the colors in the kit. And then New England ivy is the tree, and then white daisy, and I think I used pewter as the lighter gray, and then the truck color itself is Carolina, on the light shade of Carolina. So all I'm doing here is I kind of use the buttons as a gauge for how high to put the shimmer trim above the gingham, and this is it's one of the new colors. I can't think of what it's called right now. It's a brownie yellow creamy shortbread. That's what it is. It's the shortbread gingham paper from the As You Grow paper collection. And then I'm just getting the ink flowing on the shimmer brush, and I'm just tapping it down to make some splatters on the background. And then I'll stamp this Merry Christmas, and it's from an old stamp set that I've had in my stash for a long time. So just dig out your old stamps and find a Merry Christmas, or I think there's a For Every Occasion that has a cute Merry Christmas on it. But just find a stamp or even print it out. And then I don't know if you'll see on the other card I had the truck pointing the other direction, just kind of to keep them fun. So they're not exactly the same, but similar. And then I cut the little banner ends on my Merry Christmas. I'm going to adhere the truck down, and I love that it's so many layers because it really gives it some natural depth. You don't have to have any pop dots or anything, and it just gives it some nice depth to the card. So that's how quick and easy that card is. Bing bang done. Just use your Cricut. So now on this one I have the gold foil paper for the background. I've cut a bunch of the leaves from the Layered Flower thin cut in scarlet, and then the New England ivy I did both the front and the back side of that big leaf. I'm inking all the edges here in Harbor. I love this new color. It's gray, but it has blue tones to it, which I think works really well. So I just I used the center that I had cut out from the truck card to mat the 3x4 plaid from the As You Grow papers, and then I'm just re-inking the edges where I had cut it off. And just kind of doing some matte layering, just basic framing, I guess, that you can do on cards. We see them all the time. And then my tip for the shimmer brush is you don't have to leave it quite as long as I have it, but if you leave the plastic cover that protects the adhesive on your shimmer trim, then it's real easy to get it started, where if you just cut off both ends, I fight with getting it off of the plastic. And here again, I just took, I think it was the December from 2019 stamp of the month, and I'm just pop dotting the sentiment on there, and I'll put it over top of the shimmer trim. And then I'm going to show you how to assemble a poinsettia out of these leaves. Oh, yep. With either liquid glass or the Tombow with the green lid, the white Tombow, I adhered some sequins. And the reason why liquid glass or the Tombow makes a difference is because the sequins are less likely to pop off later. So here I'm just literally cutting each individual leaf, and some of them the stems are too long, and I'll end up cutting those after I assemble them. But I have a medium-sized glue dot here, and that just works perfectly for spacing 6 leaves around the outside edge of this glue dot. And I'm doing every other one, either the front side of the scarlet cardstock or the back side. So you can kind of see the 2 tones coming out here in the groups of 3, much like a poinsettia would be. And that's where I went back in and I was trimming out the stems that were too long. I added 3 dots of glue because with this layered flowers die cut, they have these kind of inside parts that kind of, they look like the poinsettia little fuzzies. I don't even know what they're called, sorry. So I put those on there, and then I just put a block down to smash it. And now here are the big leaves that I cut out of the New England ivy. And because it was on a glue dot, I can just adhere those to the back. And there's not quite enough glue exposed for all of them, so I'm just going to add my tape runner to add this other leaf. And again, you can decide which colors you want, if you want the lights or the darks. I kind of varied them. And then I'm just using my fingers to pinch on the stitches in the center of the leaves to give it some depth. And there you go. You have a poinsettia that's perfect sized for a card. And if you start these now, then you'll have plenty of time to get them all done. So there are the 4 cards, and I hope you have a great day. Here's a close-up of the poinsettia so that you can kind of see it more and how that stitching just really brings it to life. And those centers, I don't know what they're called, but they look really good. And you can see where I had folded the Christmas tree branches and kind of stuck them out from either side of the truck. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I would love you to join our community. And here's another Twisted Sister video you might be interested in. Blessings.